Who is this?
I don't know.
He's glorious. I mean, he's just like you, but way better.
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and today we're going to be talking about the direction Apex Legends is going with their limited time modes, the mechanics in those modes, and how they can translate over to the Battle Royale, and also the Valentines mode, the skins coming with it, the store, and how it's going to be a little bit different than we've seen in the last couple of years. We're also going to give out 45 bucks. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. But without further ado, let's talk about Apex Legends. So let's go ahead and talk about this year's Valentine event, which will kick off on February 14th, right when the season 16 begins. Now, what's interesting about this is I was told that this will have a special duo event where the Boeck bow will actually be a special unique item that will be able to heal you. This makes a ton of sense because as we see in the Valentine store, there will be a special skin for Loba, Bangalore, and Valkyrie, along with a brand new Boeck bow coming into the game. They're probably putting the Boeck bow into so that people will buy it so they can use it on the new game mode. It also makes a ton of sense that we're going to see those three specifically come into the store for returning recolors because, well, Loba, Bangalore, and Valkyrie have been in a love triangle since I think season 8 or 9. I don't know if anyone follows the lore that closely. I mainly play Apex Legends for the gameplay. I watch a little bit of the lore, but yeah, it's there if you're interested in that. The reason this is actually a pretty unique take on it is what it means for the future of the Battle Royale and how these modes are going to influence what changes in the game. Because a developer 3 months ago said, we've done this in the past with things like Evo armor, and I wouldn't be surprised if we ran more BR LTMs that influence baseline BR in the future. And not everyone is aware of this, but originally there were not Evo shields in the game. It was introduced system override events, and that's when they took over in the game. And Respawn has continually messed around with the healing function in Apex Legends, or the upgrading shields. For instance, there was actually an entire LTM in the war games called Armor Regen, where if the player's body shield takes a bit of damage, they would be able to see an 8-second countdown timer, and then their shields would start regenerating at a rate of 12 points per second. We also saw this once again in the Gun Run LTM, which was in season 14, and most recently it was added to the Winter Express or this current Wintertide event, which it has never been in before. And it is kind of interesting that they are doing a Valentine's LTM because they didn't actually do anything for Valentine's Day last year. They did one for when the game launched in the year after, which was just double XP, but not a former LTM. So it will be interesting to see if these kind of heals come into the game generally. I just don't know how it would work because Watson's ultimate allows for shield regen. There's a leaked medium shield capacitor which will heal medium amount of shields that is supposed to come on the way. What this has me thinking is that the armor regen will actually be what this medium shield capacitor does in a sense. That you put it down, you go into this little area, and it will just regen your shields every 8 seconds, very similar to what we see in these other LTMs. There's always the chance though that we could see it come for TDM, because Respawn has also gone on with Robo Bob, which is the lead game designer, saying that there's a lot of cool stuff that they are working on for future playlist additions. This was once again 3 months ago. I personally think the reason we're seeing all these armor regens being added into these different game modes is because they are going to add that kind of feature with the medium shield capacitor, and so they're testing it out in different ways to see what resonates best with the fan base. But in the worst case situation, it is something that we will likely see a new playlist such as the TDM mode, which was leaked the other day to be coming. It will be interesting to see if we see more gameplay changes being brought into LTMs. We do know that in the future there is some kind of ammo box that was originally supposed to be a support item that is still planned for Ballistic/Caliber in season 17 for his ultimate ability, which will automatically reload for your teammates. There's also the ARC tool, which was leaked in a dev stream on accident, which we've never seen come into the game, and a Titan battery, which I think is the most interesting of all of them, as we know there is a future map that is planned with wall running in a Titanfall 2 kind of setting, and developers have stated very clearly that in the future, don't rule out the fact that Titans may come to the game because it is something that they have toyed around with. It's also important to know that there is a new survival item coming to the game, which is called a remote banner recovery. This was found from iLoot Games, and apparently this will just grab up your teammates' banners, which becomes very interesting because then what is really the point of crypto? And I guess you can make the point for the shield capacitor in the same vein for Watson and her ultimate ability, but also the shield capacitor was shown very clearly that it will not be a survival item, instead it will be a brand new one. It's almost as if we are getting an entire class rework system coming in the upcoming season. Oh wait, we are. Overall, the Valentine's Day does seem like a ton of fun. I'm personally looking forward to it. It's nothing crazy. The one plus side is that if you don't use the Boeck bow, it will be a chance to use it a lot more, as it is in the care package but almost rarely ever seen. Let me know down below, does the limited time mode for Valentine's Day sound pretty fun? How do you feel about the whole love triangle thing going on in Apex Legends? And until next time, Legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.